Okay, Rendezvous Part 2. This is the Gary U.S. Bonds version. It's on his second comeback solo album. It's an incredible record. Really, really good record. I mean, the first one's got Julie Blow and This Little Girl Is Mine. And it's also got Miami Steve's song, Daddy's Come Home. That one, which is just a beautiful, beautiful song. Second album has got the first studio version that I could find of Rendezvous. And I think this is about 1981. Because I already had the song, but it was on a live version on an album, as I mentioned earlier, called Paid the Cost to Be the Boss. And the song, Rendezvous, was in F. Now in the Gary U.S. Bonds version it's in G. So obviously we've got all the same bits. A big, strong, Bruce type chord to begin with. I got a feeling that you like me too. So this, now that we're in G, goes there. This is ooh, rendezvous. Well, don't hear me. We would still have, which I would suggest would be better played on the keyboards because of this interval now that we're in G, where we've got the B fighting against a for the opening bit. Now one thing that I find really interesting about the Gary U.S. Bonds version, obviously all the chords are transposed one tone, so we get the the Meet Me at Midnight bit. We now go Meet me at midnight, we'll be right as girl on the night, rendezvous, and we're in G, yeah? So or C, D, rendezvous. Now here comes a really interesting bit to me, because after the second verse, the C to D, where it stops, this is, right? And you can get it to sound much closer to the record in G. And that's the harmony. Stops, you know. Rendezvous. And then we're into the, you know, we deserve so much more than this girl, right? So this part here, I think, sounds so much more like it and so much more effective in G than it did before in F. This time the notes are obviously transposed up a tone, so we get G, A, B, G, C, B, A, G. Yeah, I love it. We got all this going on, right? So, I don't know if that's Bruce or Steve, and the other one goes. So, it's in perfect thirds of a G major scale. So the first part, as I said, is, I would just use the open strings for that, sounds fine. And the second part comes with the B. So, sorry. So the second part is B, C, D, B, and then off the C. Again. Now that would certainly give you a good version of Rendezvous. You'd get the drums. I mean, Max Weinberg's drum intro especially on the live album, it's just incredible. And then, and the keyboards could play it. Or if you don't have keyboards, if it's just guitar, you're going to have to find some way to go. Well, that's two different keys. F for the Bruce Springsteen version on Paid the Cost to Be the Boss. G for the Gary U.S. Bonds version, and as I say, I love that bit, the harmony. The two guitars play, Stevens and Bruce Springsteen. But in the next version, I'm going to try and do an Open Sesame to get the song sounding really close to it using the capo.